Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. The Tale of Baucis and Philemon. Nestled at the edge of a quiet forest, a small village bustled with activity. Amidst its many houses stood a humble cottage, barely noticeable to passers-by. It was the home of Baucis and Philemon, an elderly couple who lived simply but joyfully. Though their possessions were few, their hearts overflowed with kindness and love. Their lives were intertwined like vines on a trellis. From dawn till dusk, they worked side by side, tending their small garden and caring for one another. Theirs was a love unshaken by time, as enduring as the stones that formed their cottage walls. One day, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in hues of amber, two weary travellers appeared at the village gate. They were dressed in ragged robes, their sandals worn thin by endless miles on the road. These strangers, unknown to anyone, were Zeus, the king of the gods, and Hermes, his swift and clever messenger. They had descended from Olympus in disguise, seeking to test the hospitality of mortals. The village's cold reception. The gods walked the length of the village, knocking on doors and seeking shelter for the night. To their dismay, door after door was slammed shut, and curt words of rejection greeted them at every turn. The villagers, preoccupied with their own affairs, had no time for strangers. Disheartened but undeterred, the gods continued their search until they reached the edge of the village, where Baucis and Philemon's modest cottage stood. The elderly couple, upon seeing the travellers, immediately invited them inside, offering what little they had with open arms. The Feast of Simple Fare. The interior of the cottage was as humble as its exterior, with a single room serving as kitchen, bedroom, and living space. A fire crackled warmly in the hearth, and the air carried the comforting aroma of herbs and fresh bread. Baucis and Philemon, despite their poverty, bustled about to prepare a meal for their guests. They laid out a simple feast: a loaf of barley bread, fresh olives, a wedge of goat's cheese, and a pitcher of watered-down wine. Baucis apologized for the modest offerings, her hands trembling as she set the table. "It's not much, but it's given with a full heart," she said softly. As the meal progressed, a miracle unfolded. The wine pitcher, though poured again and again, remained full. The bread and cheese seemed to replenish themselves, as if the humble offerings were blessed by an unseen hand. The couple, though astonished, kept their composure, whispering to one another that their guests might be more than they appeared. revelation, and a transformation. When the meal was over, the travellers revealed their true identities. Zeus stood tall, his presence radiating divine authority, while Hermes smiled with the mischief of a trickster god. Baucis and Philemon fell to their knees in awe, their hearts filled with both fear and gratitude. "Rise," Zeus commanded gently. "You have shown your kindness and hospitality where others have not. For this, you shall be rewarded." With a wave of his hand, the humble cottage transformed before their eyes. The thatched roof turned to gleaming gold, the wooden walls became smooth marble, and the simple hearth grew into a grand altar. The couple's home had become a magnificent temple, a sanctuary to honor the gods. The divine reward. Zeus, moved by their humility, offered Baucis and Philemon any reward they desired. The couple, after a moment of quiet reflection, made their request. "We ask only to serve as keepers of this temple," said Philemon, "and to live out our days together in peace. When our time comes, may we leave this world as one, so neither of us must endure the sorrow of losing the other." The gods, touched by their wish, granted it without hesitation. Baucis and Philemon spent the rest of their lives as devoted caretakers of the temple, welcoming travellers and offering prayers to the gods who had blessed them. The final transformation. As the years passed, the couple grew old and frail, but their love remained as strong as ever. One day, as they stood together outside the temple, they felt a strange stillness in the air. Turning to each other, they realized their time had come. Before their final breath, the gods transformed them into two trees. Baucis became a graceful linden, and Philemon a sturdy oak. Their trunks grew side by side, and their branches intertwined, forever joined in eternal embrace. To this day, it is said that travellers who rest beneath those trees feel a sense of peace and kindness, as if the spirits of Baucis and Philemon still watch over them. The myth of Baucis and Philemon teaches us that kindness and generosity are the true measures of wealth. Whilst others in their village turn the gods away, this humble couple welcomes strangers into their home, proving that hospitality and compassion matter more than riches. Their love, unwavering even in old age, symbolises a bond so deep that not even death could separate them. Their transformation into intertwined trees is a reminder that true love endures beyond life itself. Finally, the story shows us that the gods reward goodness, but not with gold or power, rather with peace, companionship, and a legacy that lasts forever. It reminds us to cherish love, embrace humility, and always offer kindness, for even the smallest gestures can have divine consequences.
As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, let your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myths. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myths. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myths guide your dreams.